Imagine standing in a museum, staring at a medieval leather shoe, belt, or book cover that is over 600 or even 800 years old, still holding its shape, still flexible, still unmistakably leather, while the genuine leather wallet you bought just 3 years ago is already peeling, cracking, and falling apart. And that moment should make you deeply uncomfortable, because it exposes a lie we've been told about progress. Medieval leather didn't survive centuries by accident, and modern leather doesn't die quickly by chance either. Medieval craftsmen treated leather as a living material, not a disposable product, using slow vegetable tanning with oak, chestnut, and bark tannins that penetrated deep into the hide over months or even years, permanently stabilizing the fibers instead of chemically shocking them into short-term softness. And because time wasn't the enemy back then, leather emerged dense, resilient, repairable, and capable of aging rather than degrading. While today's leather is rushed through chrome tanning in days, stripped of its natural structure, sealed under plastic coatings to look shiny under store lights, and sold as low maintenance when in reality that phrase just means already dead. Medieval leather was fed with animal fats, beeswax, and oils so it could breathe and evolve with use, developing character instead of cracks, whereas modern leather is designed to look perfect on day one and fail silently afterward, because durability doesn't benefit a system built on repeat purchases. In the medieval world, leather goods were expected to outlive their owners, to be repaired, restitched, re-oiled, and passed down, while today's leather is engineered for planned obsolescence, where a wallet lasting 50 years would be considered a business failure, not a success. And this is why medieval saddles, armor straps, boots, and book bindings still exist while modern jackets disintegrate. Because medieval society valued stewardship over speed, craftsmanship over convenience, and longevity over profit margins. When you see premium leather today, you're rarely told whether it's full grain or corrected, vegetable tanned or chrome tanned, real hide or plastic sealed skin, and by the time the truth reveals itself through peeling and cracking, the blame has already been shifted onto you. Medieval leather survived centuries, not because their era was superior, but because their priorities were, and modern leather fails because it reflects a system that rewards fast production, artificial perfection, and short lifespans. This story isn't really about leather at all. It's about what we lost when we stopped making things to last. And the next time your leather belt dies in under 3 years, don't call it bad luck. Call it exactly what it is: the cost of forgetting how durability was once built into the very soul of everyday objects. The deeper you dig into medieval leather, the more unsettling the comparison becomes. Because this wasn't just about better materials, it was about an entirely different relationship with time, labor, and responsibility. Medieval tanners often spent years mastering their craft, understanding how hides reacted to seasons, humidity, and even the age of the animal. And leather production was intentionally slow because rushing it was known to ruin it, while today speed is not just preferred, but mandatory, forcing manufacturers to prioritize chemical shortcuts that sacrifice long-term stability for instant softness and mass output. Vegetable tan leather chemically bonds plant tannins into the collagen structure of the hide, creating a stable matrix that resists decay and can survive centuries in the right conditions. But chrome tanning, which dominates modern leather production, leaves fibers more vulnerable to breakdown once surface coatings wear off. Meaning, the leather looks strong but ages catastrophically. Medieval leather was thick not because it was crude, but because thickness was insurance against time, abrasion, and repair cycles. Whereas modern leather is often split, shaved, corrected, and compressed to maximize yield per hide, reducing its lifespan before it ever reaches the consumer. And then there is the issue of repair. Because medieval leather was designed to be fixed, holes could be repunched, seams restitched, surfaces re-oiled, while modern leather is frequently coated or laminated in ways that make repair impossible, turning minor wear into total failure. What's most revealing is that medieval people expected wear. They accepted scars and patina as proof of use, while modern consumers are trained to expect artificial perfection. which forces manufacturers to hide flaws under plastic finishes that crack instead of age. And this is why so many medieval leather artifacts survived wars, plagues, fires, and centuries of neglect, while modern leather can't survive a few years of daily use, because one was built to live in the real world, and the other was built to survive a sales floor. Tragedy isn't that we lost the knowledge, because we still have it, preserved in historical records and practiced by a handful of traditional tanners today, but that we deliberately abandoned it because it didn't scale fast enough, didn't maximize profit quickly enough, and didn't fit into a system that values replacement over preservation. Medieval leather endures as evidence that durability is not an accident of the past, but a choice we stopped making. And once you see that, it becomes impossible to look at modern luxury leather the same way again. Once you understand how medieval leather was built to survive, the next uncomfortable realization is that much of modern leather is engineered not to last, but to fail quietly and predictably. Because failure is profitable, modern production prioritizes maximum output per hide, meaning skins are split thinner and thinner, then corrected to hide weaknesses, stamped with artificial grain, dyed aggressively, and sealed under polyurethane coatings that look flawless on day one but begin cracking the moment real life touches them. This is why peeling is the most common modern leather failure, something that almost never happens with historical vegetable, tanned leather, because what you're seeing peel isn't leather at all, it's plastic separating from a weakened fiber structure beneath. Even luxury brands often rely on chrome-tanned corrected grain hides because consistency sells better than longevity, and marketing terms like genuine leather or premium leather are deliberately vague, legally meaningless labels designed to reassure buyers without revealing tanning methods, grain quality, or thickness. Medieval craftsmen didn't need labels because the proof was built into the object itself. Density, smell, weight, and repairability were obvious, while modern consumers are trained to trust branding over material truth. And the moment repair becomes impossible, replacement becomes inevitable, locking buyers into a cycle where 3 years of use is framed as normal instead of unacceptable. What makes this especially deceptive is that modern leather failure is slow and psychological. First stiffness disappears, then cracks appear at stress points, then flakes form, and by the time the damage is obvious, the warranty is gone and the blame is shifted to wear and tear. Medieval leather aged honestly, developing patina and softness while remaining structurally sound, but modern leather ages dishonestly, hiding its collapse until it can no longer be ignored. This isn't a technological limitation, it's a business decision, because leather that lasts a lifetime breaks the logic of fast fashion and repeat consumption. And once you recognize this pattern, every cracked wallet, peeling sofa, and dying jacket becomes evidence of a system that chose profit over permanence, making medieval leather not a romantic myth, but a benchmark that modern industry intentionally refuses to meet. If medieval leather survived by following certain rules, then those same rules still expose which modern leather is worth owning and which is designed to disappoint. Because real durability can't be faked for long, the first sign is grain honesty. True long-lasting leather is full grain, meaning the natural surface of the hide is left intact, scars and all, while corrected grain leather has been sanded smooth to hide weakness, a process that permanently damages fiber strength and requires plastic coatings to look presentable. The second rule is tanning speed, because leather that took months to tan using plant tannins will feel dense, slightly firm, and alive, not sponge soft on day one. And while chrome tanning isn't automatically bad, leather that relies entirely on chrome processes almost always trades long-term stability for immediate flexibility. Weight and thickness matter too. Because medieval leather was heavy for a reason. It resisted stretching, tearing, and fatigue, while modern ultra-thin leather exists mainly to reduce cost per unit, not to increase lifespan. Smell is another giveaway, because vegetable tanned leather smells earthy and organic, not chemical or sweet. And this sensory detail was once a quality test before labels existed. Repairability is the final filter, because leather worth owning can be stitched, punched, re-oiled, and revived. while leather sealed under synthetic layers dies the moment that surface breaks. Medieval buyers didn't ask whether leather was luxury, they asked whether it would last. And by applying those same questions today, what was it tanned with? How thick is it? Can it be repaired? Will it age or peel? You reverse the power dynamic, turning marketing noise into background static. Medieval leather survives as proof that durability is not mysterious or outdated. And once you learn to judge leather by structure instead of, you stop buying products that are already halfway to the landfill on the day you bring them home. So when you finally step back and look at the full picture, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Medieval leather didn't survive centuries because people were lucky or because museums protected it. It survived because it was never meant to be replaced. And modern leather fails because replacement is the business model. Somewhere along the way we stopped asking how long something would last and started asking how good it looked on day one. And that single shift rewrote everything, from tanning methods to thickness, from repairability to honesty, and turned leather from a long-term companion into a short-term illusion. Every peeling wallet, cracked couch, and dying jacket isn't a personal failure or bad care. It's evidence of a system that quietly trained us to accept short lifespans as normal, while calling it progress. Medieval craftsmen expected their work to outlive them, while modern manufacturers expect their products to be forgotten just in time for the next purchase. And that difference in expectation explains everything. This story was never about nostalgia or romanticizing the past. It was about exposing a choice, because the knowledge never disappeared, it was abandoned. And the moment consumers demand leather that ages instead of peels, that can be repaired instead of replaced, the illusion collapses. Medieval leather still exists as a silent accusation, sitting in museums and archives, asking a question modern industry doesn't want answered. If they could make leather last for centuries, why don't we anymore?